Today's lecture is about streams and files input-output in Java. We will first explain files and what we mean by files and why we need files in our programs, and then we will explain the meaning of streams and how we use streams in our Java programs. First is the use of files. We have used files by many applications. For example, when you write your Java program, you are in fact saving your program in a file. So when you use JGrasp and you save the file, then the file will have a name .java. So this file is used to store your program. So files are used for storing Java classes, programs, and etc. Also, we use files to store pictures, to store music, to store videos, and also we are going to use files to store programs input-output. And this is the purpose of our lecture today, is that we would like to show you how to use files for storing program input-output. Now in Java, if we want to deal with files, then we need to understand the meaning of a stream. So what is a stream and how to deal with the streams in our programs in Java. In English, what does it mean by a stream? In English, sometimes it is called on a small and narrow river. And sometimes it means a continuous flow of liquid, air, or gas. So anything it continues in flowing, like for example, if there is a water flowing from one place into another one on the ground, then we say that there is a stream of water. If people, a bunch of people, walking all the way from one place to another, and then we say that we have a stream of people going from one place to another one. So it's a continuous movement from one place to another. In programming, when we have characters that are moving from one place to another one, then we say we have a stream of characters. And if we have numbers that are moving from one place to another place, then we say we have a stream of numbers. Similarly, if we are transferring data by bytes from one place to another place, we say that we have a stream of bytes. Usually we have streams when we deal with input and output. You know that for input-output devices, when they are connected to the computer, in fact, there is a flow of data between these devices and the computer. And this is what we need to know next, the type of streams that we are going to have in our programs. So how many types of streams do we have? In fact, we have two types of streams, input stream and output stream. Now here it says, if the data flows into your program, then the stream is called an input stream. And if the data flows out of your program, then the stream is called an output stream. So in the middle, you have a program. If the data going into the program, then we have input stream. And if the data is going out of the program, then we say that we have an output stream. This is a clear picture of what we mean by input stream and output stream. If the keyboard, for example, is used for input in our programs, so data will go from the keyboard to the program. So we say that we have an input stream from the keyboard to the program. So whenever you strike a key on the keyboard, then this key will move from the keyboard to the program in a way of a stream, similar to a water that moves in a narrow path. So we say that if you continuously type on the keyboard, we say that we have a stream of data going from the keyboard to the program. Also, if the program is reading from a compact disc, which is a CD, then the data that is going from the compact disc to the program is called input stream. And this happens when we are playing something from the CD, MP3 file as an example, then the data of the MP3 file is moving from the compact disc to the program, so we say we have an input stream. Now, if the program is given data to an output device, so for example, if you print something on the screen, on the monitor, then we say that we have an output stream. So anything you write on the screen, one after the other, forms a stream of output. Also, if you write something on the hard drive, which is the permanent storage place, then we say that we have an output stream as well. You know that for hard disks, we can write and read from the hard disk. So it can be used as a source of input stream, and it can be used also for output stream. So what is a stream when we talk about a Java program? A stream is an object that is created from classes, and a stream represents a flow of data from a source to a destination. So this is a concept that we are going to deal with in our programs if we want to deal with files. You remember how we have dealt with errors? And we said that errors were exceptions and exceptions were objects created from classes. Similarly now for streams, stream is a concept, it is an object that we create in our program to handle input and output streams. It is used in our programs for two purposes. The first purpose, it is used as an output stream, so it delivers data from your program to a destination, and this destination can be a monitor, hard drive, or even a file. And the second purpose, it is used as an input stream. So it takes data from a source, such as keyboard, compact disc, or a file, and delivers the data to your program. So streams are either output streams or are input streams. But remember that if you want to use them in your program, you have to create them. So you have to create an object of a stream, then you can use them in your program. For example, if you remember scanner, the scanner was used for reading from the keyboard. So how did we use a scanner? We created an object from a scanner class. In fact, we created an input stream that delivers the data you type on the keyboard to your program. And we will show you later how to use this scanner for also reading from files. And also we have used an example on output stream, which is system.out. System.out is in fact an output stream, and we used its method print to print data on the screen. So it is used as an output stream. So we have two examples now for streams that we have used in our programs before. One is an input stream, which was the scanner, and one is the output stream, which was system.out object. Our next question is why we need files in our programs for input-output. There are two reasons. The first reason is that the keyboard input and screen output we have used so far deal with temporary data. What does that mean? It means when the program ends, the data typed at the keyboard and left on the screen simply go away. The other reason is that data in a file remains after program execution ends. So this can be used next time for programs if you want to run your program again, and also can be used by another program. So these are the two reasons that makes us use files in our programs for input-output. To show you the advantage of using files for our data entry, imagine the following scenario. Suppose you want to write a program that reads the name, ID, followed by reading the marks for 3 quizzes for, let's say, for example, 40 students. So how much time it takes to enter such data? If you are a fast typist, it might take around 15 seconds to type a full name, followed by an ID, followed by 3 marks for 1 student. And this is a reasonable amount of time because usually when you type in the marks of students, you copy them from a piece of paper. So if we have 40 students, so how much time it takes to enter such data? It will be 15 seconds multiplied by 40 students. It is equal to 600 seconds, which is equal to 10 minutes. So it takes 10 minutes for only 40 students to type their names, IDs, and 3 quizzes. Now suppose you want to compute the average for each quiz, and you completed writing the program, and now is the time to enter the data. After spending 10 minutes entering the data, you discover that your program was not given a correct answer. What you have to do? You have to correct the program, and again you have to spend another 10 more minutes for data entry. So how much time it takes for testing your program if every time you're going to enter the data it takes 10 minutes? This time is only for 40 students. Or if we have 90 students or more, then we have to spend more time for data entry. In other words, every time we want to test our program, we spend this much time wasting for only data entry. So this is the reason why we need a file. You put your input inside the file, make sure that the data inside the file are correctly typed in, and then make your program reads from this file. So therefore, it can be used next time your program runs and will save you the time for re-entering the data entry. So this is the reason why we need files for our data input. Now before we proceed, we would like to distinguish between input and output of a program and input and output streams of files. Now, when we say input and output, we don't refer to files as an input to a file or output to a file. So the word input, with respect to a program, it means that data moves into your program, not into your file. And when we say the word output, it means the data is moving out of your program, not out of the file. So input and output are for programs, not for files. And if you want to talk about files in your program, then you can talk about input and output streams.